So I don't know about you guys, but it's been a long time since an Eagles defensive coordinator has pumped me up, man. But every time I hear Jonathan Gannon speak, I want to strap on a helmet, put on the pads, don my old Seth Jordan jersey, well actually in today's day and age, probably a Hollis Thomas jersey, and then go out there and double moonwalk that ass. If Jonathan Gannon is a defensive coordinator, I think he could be. It is very important to get him some defensive weapons, starting with the cornerback. 18th pick in the NFL draft.
Hey, make us lunch. We're hungry.
Dallas still stinks. Everybody doing? King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope you guys are doing well. So to start this video off, we got to talk about a little bit of Eagles breaking news happening right now. Dante Burnett, the wide receiver, has been waived. This is not a surprise at all, okay? When you look at the young receivers we have, Fulgham, Hightower, Watkins, Rager, okay? And then you look at the old guys we got rid of, Alshon Jeffrey, Deshaun Jackson. There really wasn't room for Dante Burnett because the truth of the matter is we're picking at 6, and there's a good chance that we're going to take one of the 3 wide receivers on the board. Devontae Smith, Jamar Chase, or Kyle Pitts. That's right, I said it. Kyle Pitts, the wide receiver, because I don't think he's just a tight end. I think he can play wide receiver, tight end. He can do it all. I absolutely love this guy. I love Kyle Pitts. I love Kyle Pitts. Pause. I don't know why I'm supposed to say that, but I had to make sure that every time I say Kyle Pitts that I like him, I have to say pause. Don't know what the hell it means, but they were yelling at me in the chat, so I promised them. So there you go. I don't know what it means, but there you go. And thank you to each and every one of you guys who was in my chat earlier today. It was a fun live stream. Had a blast. Now, I think the Eagles are going to take one of those 3 guys in the draft, okay, at 6, okay? However, last year, during the draft, the Eagles, they had this amazing draft board that was created by these 2 geniuses, okay? One of them was named LB, Lord Brunson, and the other one was named Philly 500, King Dingbat. But you see, we were genius. We put this genius, beautiful draft board together, and the Eagles scouts, and they were all using it, except for Howie Roseman. For whatever reason, he went away with it because he calculated the calculations of cornbread roll. Okay, but we created an awesome draft board for the Eagles. If they just would have followed it, we would have hit a home run in last year's draft, okay? But they didn't. So what we're doing this year is we are coming back and we are doing another draft board, okay? And what do we do? What we do in these draft boards is basically this. For those that weren't around last year, I submit one player to his channel. He submits one player to my channel, and then vice versa. And we basically come up with the guys that we think the Eagles should be interested in first, second round, but key guys that stand out to us that fit the Eagles, okay? So I submitted the first guy yesterday, Kyle Pitts, to his channel, and today LB is back, and he is going to submit the first player for my channel. Let's see what he's going to do. I don't know who he's going to say. I'm curious. Without further ado, LB, who you got?
Yes, sir. Yo, we back at it with this year's draft board, man. Last year was just impeccable, man. Shout out my guy, Philly 500, man. Last year's draft board was a success. We talked about a lot of prospects that came around and came towards the Philadelphia Eagles around draft time, and we're going to do it again this year. So my first selection for the draft board, we're going to talk about Devontae Smith, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man. Heisman winner, impeccable route running, showed you that he could do it in multiple years. A pro comparison, like when I see him, I see Devontae Adams of the Green Bay Packers. I see a lot in this kid, man. I think this kid's route running ability is just bar none. And I don't want to hear that he's too small for a wide receiver. Look at guys like Steve Smith, who's been able to get it done in their prime. Deshaun Jackson's been able to get it done in his prime. But this guy can eat you up all over the field. He has every tool in the toolbox, man. So if this guy is there at 6 and the Philadelphia Eagles decide to take him, I'm not mad at all, man. Let me know what you think.
Devontae Smith it is. I love this pick. I got to tell you, I love this pick. I think he's as good as Ja'Marr Chase. And I know some people think I'm crazy for saying it, but I really do. And I know he's only 170 pounds, but I think he could put on the weight at the next level. He does. He is, 6'1", so I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think he will be a stud, as I do Ja'Marr Chase, as I do Kyle Pitts. And look, we are going to have a lot of really good names on this list. We're going to make it so good that the Eagles have to follow it this year. They should have done it last year, but this year they're going to have to. And so far we have Kyle Pitts and Devontae Smith to start this board up, and I don't know two better names you could add to it. Okay, this is going to be great. Okay, and make sure, look, if you guys haven't, click the link in the description. Go sub up my man LB. If you hadn't, I don't know where the hell you've been, but sub him up. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Do it. All right? Because we need players. We need offensive players. We need defensive players. It doesn't matter. We need top-end talent in this draft. I think we need at least 2 starters to come out of this draft and out of the next draft, okay? So we're going to help the Eagles out as much as we can. All right, we're going to do it. But Devontae Smith, great pick. Now, we tried to get a cornerback in here today for a visit, Adoree Jackson, but he went ahead and signed with the New York Giants. He signed for I think it was 4 or 5 years, $39 million. He got way more than I thought he was going to get. Not that I blame the Giants or I think they even overpaid him. It is what it is. But he got a lot more. I was thinking, maybe he's a guy who would want to prove himself, maybe a 1-year deal, something like that. We get him at a value, and he would have been a perfect fit because everything we hear about Jonathan Gannon, and I'm telling you, the more I see him, the more I watch him, the more I want to go put on pads, put on a helmet, and play for him. This guy pumps me up, man. He pumps me up, okay? And if you would have took Adoree Jackson, a first-round pick, 25 years old, with that talent, and let him develop him, I think you might have had something there, okay? So it's an opportunity we lost. That doesn't mean there won't be other opportunities to get guys. Steven Nelson, the corner from the Pittsburgh Steelers, is now available. He was, I guess, cut today or released. And look, he would be a great pickup for the Eagles. I think he's 27 years old. Instant starter opposite Slay would be great. However, I don't know if the Eagles could afford him. This is the problem. We don't have a lot of money. I think it's $3 million under the cap right now. So we're going to have to continue to make some moves, free up some money. But if there's a way that they could get Nelson, I would do it in a second. In a second. I'm not sure if they can, okay? Another guy who may be a good option, and I would strongly consider this, is Conley. I mean, the Eagles were really interested in him when he was coming out of the draft. He's definitely got some talent. If he goes with a guy like Jonathan Gannon, he may develop into a pretty good player. I want to see one of these corners, a defensive back that has all this promise, all this talent. Maybe didn't live up to it. Comes in cheap for a bargain, and then Gannon can develop him. That's what I'm hoping. Okay, so Conley is a guy who I would probably pursue, even more so than Nelson, only because I think if you look at how the cornerback market is playing out, they all seem like they're getting big money, and I can't imagine Nelson not getting at least what Adoree Jackson got. So I think a guy like Conley may be a good move for the Eagles. I would strongly consider it. Okay, the other thing you can do at the defensive back position, at the cornerback position, is a move that I would recommend, okay? Whether you sign a Conley or not. The move to make is to trade back up into the first round and go after Jaycee Horn. Go after Jaycee Horn. Now, he's going to fall somewhere in the 20s. I'm telling you, he's going to be there at 24, 25, 26. I really believe it. I want to snag him. I know a lot of Cowboy fans think that they're going to trade back, get extra picks, and then wind up taking him. I think the Eagles need to do the opposite, okay? The Eagles have 11 picks. They have 11 picks. They're not going to use them all. They're going to trade some of those away for the following year or whatever. They don't have a ton of money under the cap. And I think that the play is to get some room under the cap, make sure you can sign your 6th overall pick, then take that 2nd round pick, Take a third round pick. Maybe take a third round pick the following year or a second, because you can give away a second next year because you're possibly going to have 2 firsts with the Wentz trade. So do something like that. Be aggressive. Trade back up and go get like a Jaycee Horn. Now you get Jaycee Horn, you put him opposite Slay day 1, and you let Gannon coach him and let him develop him. And you got a guy who I think could be a Pro Bowl type corner. That may be the best, most efficient, effective, cheap way to go out and get a decent starting corner on the other side. You can go pay Conley and stuff. You can do all that. But this is not a bad idea either. It requires aggressiveness. It requires trading up. A lot of people don't like to talk in terms of trading up because you're giving away picks. But like I said, you have 11 picks. You're not going to keep them all. And you might as well do it. And plus, take advantage of the first round pick you have next year. You're going to have the Colts first round pick as long as Wentz stays healthy. And if he doesn't, you're going to have a second round pick. So take a chance now and go get a Jaycee Horn. Now, if Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, I probably said his name wrong, but if he becomes available, if he falls to 25, 26, and maybe Horn's not there, go get him. You need a linebacker. And I'm in love with this guy. Pause. I love him. I mean, he may be one of my top 5 favorite players in the draft so far. That's how much I love him. What I'm saying is we definitely still need another corner. We're looking at free agents, who to bring in, Adoree Jackson, Nelson, maybe Conley. Maybe the move is just to trade up and get Jaycee Horn. Just knock it out of the park and get him. Just make the move, give the picks up, get him. Think about it. You get him, right? And let's say at 6, you take Pitts or Jamar Chase, okay? You have an instant starter on offense. Now you have an instant starter on defense. 2 guys, other sides of the ball, that should be Pro Bowl type guys down the road. Maybe even more than that. So I think that is a pretty interesting, pretty logical route to go. Now, it requires trading picks, and people don't like to do that. They don't like to get into the thought of that because you don't know what you're going to have to give up. But, I mean, that's the one area where Howie has excelled in the past. You get a Jaycee Horn, Koramoah, one of those guys drops to like 25, 26, you make your move. Okay? And if you can get like Conley cheap, do it. But the Eagles have to address that other cornerback spot, whether it's through the draft or whether it's through free agency. Me personally, I really like the idea of trading up into the first round and drafting one. Now, yes, you're going to pay 2 first-round picks more money because, of course, the draft's slotted how they pay these guys. However, it's still going to be cheaper in the long run, in my opinion, than signing a guy. We're going to sign Conley for 1 year. He's good. Then he goes, or you're going to have to re-sign him. Same thing with Nelson. That's what the Eagles need. They need somebody who's willing to take less to come in and prove themselves, like on a 1-year deal or something like that. The way the cornerback market is going, people are getting a lot of money. Okay, now we got Anthony Harris. He had a press conference today. He remembers the atmosphere in Philly, NFC Championship game. He's been with Jonathan Gannon before. I love this move. I think it was a great pickup, and I think Slay is going to be fantastic. Now we just need to add that one more piece. That one more piece on at the cornerback position. I do have some good news off topic that I have to tell you guys. Something very special, something very dear to my heart, something that can bring a tear to my eye, something just life-changing, something, I don't know, something, it doesn't happen every day. You remember this moment. You take a picture of it. If you can film this video, rip it. Whatever you have to do, keep this part about what I'm about to tell you, because it's very special. It's going to go down generations. People are going to be talking about this for years to come, especially that know me. They're going to know this is a very special moment. And the truth is that me and my wife, we are about to celebrate Nate Gary having a visit with the 49ers. Wait, rerun! Nate Gary going to 49ers on a visit. Sign his ass! He stinks! Get him the hell out of the way from the Eagles. Why would the Niners want him? What are they trying to lose? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful moment. Very touching. I love it. I love it. You know what I mean? What are you going to do? But in all seriousness, yeah, we lost out on Dory Jackson. There's still some corners out there. There's probably some guys I'm not even thinking of right now, But the question is that corner market looks like they are paying guys lots of money. Dory Jackson's prime example of it. Will the Eagles be able to get somebody at a value, or do you just say, you know what, forget the value, let's be aggressive in the draft? Let's go back in the first round and snag a Jaycee Horn. You know what I mean? I like Asante Samuel Jr. too. I like him. I don't know how much he fits the Gannon scheme, but I like him a lot. If you want to take him, that's an option too. But I think a guy like Jaycee Horn, I think he's an instant starter. I think he would start on the Eagles right now. I think Jaycee Horn starts opposite of Slay. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Only Doug Peterson had a problem playing rookies. The rest of the league does it, and they were successful. Why can't we do it? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Why can't we do it? Those are my thoughts on it. The best route, in my opinion, to get a corner opposite Slay, let's go trade up and get Jaycee Horn if we can. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And, of course, don't be a dingbat.